Stop scrolling. Right now, you are literally walking past a fortune. You've been told wealth is complicated, but the biggest asset class on the planet is currently hiding in plain sight, disguised as a common rock. I'm talking about Esily, the cross stone. Elite collectors are secretly paying millions of dollars for perfect, museum-grade specimens of this forgotten gemstone. You may have even kicked one aside this morning. If you don't learn to spot this stone in the next few minutes, you are guaranteeing you will miss out on a life-changing opportunity. This is the ultimate hidden wealth transfer, and the secret is about to explode. Stay right here, and I'll show you exactly how to find your first $1 million rock. Imagine holding the literal weight of financial freedom in the palm of your hand, a shimmering fragment of the heavens that has been quietly resting beneath the earth, waiting for someone with a vision to claim it. Most people look at the ground and see dirt, but the wealthy, the visionary, and the successful look down and see opportunity. And right now, the greatest opportunity in the geological world is a stone so captivating, so vibrantly blue, that it is reshaping the portfolios of the ultra-rich. We are talking about rare celestini, often called celestite, a gem that is no longer just a collector's item, but has evolved into a high-stakes asset class, worth potentially millions of dollars in today's aggressive market. You might be sitting there thinking this is just another pretty rock, but let me ask you, have you ever walked past a lottery ticket lying on the sidewalk? That is exactly what ignoring this stone feels like in the current economy. The market has shifted, the demand is voracious, and the window to capitalize on this blue gold is wide open. For those brave enough to step through it, this isn't just about mineralogy. This is about legacy and the kind of wealth that transforms generations, allowing you to live that vibrant, healthy lifestyle you have always visualized on your vision board. The story of celestini is the story of hidden value, appearing as a delicate, pale blue crystal to the untrained eye, yet holding an internal fire and structural perfection that commands astronomical prices at private auctions. Why is the world suddenly obsessed with this specific sulfate mineral? It is simple scarcity and the undeniable allure of its perfection. While diamonds are controlled and gold is volatile, high-grade rare celestini has emerged as the quiet giant, the hidden gemstone that private collectors and museums are fighting over with blank checks. The fear of missing out on this wave is real because unlike crypto or stocks, this is a tangible asset, something you can touch, something that holds its ground while the rest of the world spins in uncertainty. The history of this stone whispers of divinity, derived from the Latin word celestis meaning celestial or heavenly, and for centuries it was admired merely for its beauty. But today, we admire it for its power to generate liquidity. We are seeing a surge in demand from high-net-worth individuals who crave the unique, the untouched, and the spectacular, driving the valuation of museum-quality celestini into the millions. This is your wake-up call. The setup of your life changes today because you are no longer just a viewer. You are a prospector in the modern age. The realization that a single, flawless giada, or a cluster of perfect blue prisms could be your exit strategy from the rat race is not a fantasy. It is a documented reality in the high-end gemstone trade. We are here to navigate this journey, to take you from the curiosity of discovery to the thrill of the sale, ensuring that when you find this gem, you know exactly how to leverage it for maximum profit. Now that you understand the potential, we must confront the reality of the market, which is currently in a frenzy that can only be described as electric. You need to understand that not all celestini is created equal, and the difference between a $100 specimen and a $1 million masterpiece lies in the details that only the experts know until now. The market is hunting for deep, saturated blue hues, transparency that rivals the clearest waters of the Maldives, and crystal formations that defy gravity. When a piece of celestini possesses these holy grail traits, it ceases to be a mineral and becomes a masterpiece of natural art. And the art market is where the billions flow. The urgency here cannot be overstated because as mines in Madagascar and other secret locales are tapped out, the supply of these top-tier giants is dwindling rapidly, creating a vacuum where prices skyrocket overnight. Do you feel that tightening in your chest? That is the realization that scarcity is the best friend of your bank account. Let's talk about the buyers because this is where the excitement truly kicks in. We are not talking about selling to a local pawn shop. We are talking about connecting with an elite network of investors who view rare gemstones as a safeguard against inflation and a trophy of their success. These buyers are currently scouring the globe for rare celestini because they know what you are beginning to learn. that this stone is undervalued by the masses, but overvalued by the masters. This creates an arbitrage opportunity for you. Imagine possessing a stone that radiates a calming energy, promoting a healthy, stress-free environment, while simultaneously knowing it is the most valuable object in your zip code. It is the ultimate paradox of peace and power. The fear here isn't about losing money. The fear is underselling, of letting $1 million asset go for pennies because you didn't understand the sheer magnitude of the demand. The confrontation is you versus the market, and you are going to win because you possess the knowledge of what makes this stone king. We are seeing a trend where interior designers for ultra-luxury estates are demanding massive celestini giadas as centerpieces, not just for their stunning aesthetic, but for their metaphysical reputation of bringing harmony and health to a home. This dual demand investment-grade rarity and lifestyle luxury creates a perfect storm, where the price has no ceiling. When you enter this arena, you must carry yourself with authority, knowing that you hold the leverage. The world is full of people selling common items, but you are dealing in the extraordinary. Every flaw you think you see, in the right light, it's a character mark, a fingerprint of nature that proves authenticity. There is no weakness in a stone that has survived millions of years to make you rich. There is only raw, unadulterated potential waiting for the gavel to fall at a high-end auction house. We have arrived at the summit, the moment of resolution where preparation meets opportunity and your life changes forever. Selling a gemstone of this magnitude is not just a transaction. It is a rite of passage into a new echelon of society where health, wellness, and freedom are your daily reality. Imagine the moment the wire transfer hits your account, 7 figures that represent not just labor, but the rewards of knowledge and swift action. This wealth allows you to curate a lifestyle that aligns with the stone's very nature, peaceful, clear, and radiant. You are no longer bound by the stress of bills or the grind of the 9-to-5. Instead, you are free to pursue premium healthcare, organic nutrition, and the travel experiences you have delayed for too long. The celestini didn't just bring you money, it brought you the time to enjoy it, and that is the true definition of wealth. To execute the sale, you will bypass the middlemen and go straight to the top, utilizing high-end auction houses and private brokerages that specialize in rare earth minerals. You will present your celestini with the confidence of a tycoon, showcasing its provenance, its clarity, and its breathtaking size, knowing that the market is hungry for exactly what you have. The narrative you tell of a rare, heavenly stone that brings both aesthetic perfection and energetic balance is the closing hook that secures the millions. There is no room for doubt here. The demand is verified, the buyers are waiting, and the gavel is raised. You are standing at the precipice of a new life, and the only thing separating you from that healthy, millionaire lifestyle is the decision to take this seriously, to hunt for the best, and to demand the value you deserve. As we close, let this be the spark that ignites your journey. The world is full of hidden treasures, but rare celestini is the crown jewel of the current market, a beacon of blue light guiding you toward financial independence. Do not let this moment pass you by as just another video you watched. Let it be the strategy you execute. You have the knowledge, you understand the massive demand, and you can feel the excitement of the potential sale. Go out there with your eyes open and your ambition high, because the next $1 million discovery could be just beneath the surface, waiting for your hand to uncover it. Claim your fortune, live your healthiest life, and never settle for anything less than the millions you are worth. Stop scrolling. I need you to look at the ground beneath your feet differently from this moment forward. What if I told you that the key to retiring early, driving your dream car, and living a life of absolute freedom isn't in the stock market, and it isn't in cryptocurrency? It is hiding in plain sight, disguised as a dirty, unassuming rock that most people kick aside on their morning walk. We are talking about Esily. You might have never heard of it, but the elite collectors and high-end spiritual investors certainly have, and right now, they are scrambling to get their hands on it. The current market value for the rarest, museum-grade specimens of this stone has skyrocketed, hitting valuations in the millions of dollars. Yes, millions. Most people live their entire lives walking over fortune, completely blind to the wealth that nature has scattered right in front of them. Are you going to be one of those people, or are you going to wake up? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever thrown away a lottery ticket just because it looked wrinkled? That is exactly what you are doing if you ignore this stone. Esily, often called the cross stone, is an ancient gem that has been revered since the dawn of time. But for centuries, its true financial power was kept secret by gatekeepers who wanted to keep the supply low. and the price is high. But the internet has broken that silence. The secret is out. We are seeing a massive surge in demand from private vaults in Switzerland to high-end auctions in Dubai. They don't just want the stone. They want the energy, the history, and the sheer rarity of a perfect specimen. This isn't just a rock. It is an asset class that is outperforming gold. But why now? Why is Esily suddenly worth a fortune? It comes down to a perfect storm of scarcity and spiritual desperation. The world is chaotic, and the wealthiest people on earth are paying premium prices for metaphysical protection and grounding. Esily is the king of protective stones. It naturally forms a perfect geometric cross within its center of phenomenon. That science struggles to replicate, and collectors are willing to pay millions to own. Imagine holding a stone in your hand that doesn't just look good, but acts as a literal shield against negativity while simultaneously acting as a passport to a life of luxury. The fear of missing out on this boom is real. If you don't start looking now, you will watch others cash in on the discovery of a lifetime. Now that you understand the stakes, we need to talk about what you are actually looking for. Because not every stone is $1 million jackpot. You need to become a hunter. You need to develop the eyes of a predator spotting prey. The Esily that commands the 7-figure price tag has a very specific signature. You are looking for a deep, rich, earthy body, often brown or reddish, but the money is in the cross. You want a sharp, clearly defined black cross running through the center of the stone. This is the Esily. When that cross is symmetrical, bold, and unbroken, you aren't holding a mineral. You are holding a retirement plan. I know what you're thinking. I'm not a geologist. How can I find this? That is the wrong mindset. You don't need a degree. You need desire. This stone is found in metamorphic rocks, often in areas where mountains once stood. It is accessible. But here is the funny part: most people find one, think it's just a weird defect, and toss it in a drawer. Can you imagine tossing a Lamborghini in a junk drawer? It happens every day. You need to be smarter. You need to understand that the imperfection of the cross is actually its perfection. The market is hungry for these natural oddities. The more distinct the cross, the higher the value climbs. Let's pivot for a second to the lifestyle the stone affords you. We aren't just talking about selling a rock. We are talking about selling a story, a legacy, and a piece of the earth's soul. The buyers for these stones aren't haggling over pennies at a flea market. These are serious investors who value their health and spiritual well-being above all else. They believe this stone creates a healthy lifestyle, balances energy, and protects their empire. When you position your find correctly as a rare, high-vibration artifact, you are naming your price. The urgency here is critical because mines are drying up. The easily accessible surface stones are being scooped up by commercial crews. You have a narrow window to get into this market before the supply shock hits, and prices double again. Do you feel that? That's the adrenaline of opportunity knocking. So, you found the stone. You've verified the cross is perfect. Now, how do we turn that heavy rock into a bank account that looks like a phone number? This is where the game changes. You do not sell $1 million asset at a pawn shop. You enter the world of high-ticket private sales. You connect with auction houses, gem brokers, and metaphysical concierge services. You present your Esily not as a commodity, but as a singularity, the only one of its kind. You command authority. You tell the buyer, this isn't just Esily. This is the anchor for your future. When you speak with that level of confidence, backed by the undeniable rarity of the stone, the checkbook opens. Imagine the freedom. Picture yourself waking up in a villa, the sun hitting your face, knowing that you don't have to clock in, you don't have to answer to a boss, all because you took 10 minutes to learn about a stone that everyone else ignored. That is the power of knowledge. That is the power of taking action when others are lazy. The Esily market is a vehicle for wealth transfer, moving money from the hands of the passive to the hands of the active. You are now the active. You are the knowledgeable. You have the edge. This is your call to adventure. Do not let this video be just another thing you watch while procrastinating. Let this be the spark. The market is waiting for you. The millions are waiting for you. The healthy, wealthy lifestyle you have dreamed of is trapped inside these stones, waiting for you to break it out. Go out there, start hunting. Look at the ground. Turn over every stone, because the next time you look down, you might be staring at your first $1 million. The world is full of hidden treasures, but they only reveal themselves to those who are bold enough to seek them. Be bold, be relentless, and go get your fortune. Most people walk through life stepping over opportunities that could build generational wealth, completely blind to the treasures hidden in plain sight. You might think you know gemstones. You might think diamonds or emeralds are the only kings of the market. But you would be wrong. There's a storm brewing in the luxury investment world. A violent storm coming straight from the frozen heart of Russia, and it is called shroid. This isn't just a rock. It is a vanishing asset, a geological miracle that is running out by the second. If you are watching this, you are already ahead of 99% of the population. But you need to pay close attention because the window to capitalize on this is closing faster than you think. Let's talk about why you are really here. You don't just want a pretty stone. You want the freedom that comes with it. You want the millions that allow you to wake up when you want, eat the healthiest foods, and live a life of absolute vitality without the crushing weight of financial stress. Shroid is the vehicle for that lifestyle. Unlike amethyst or quartz, which are found in abundance on every corner of the globe, shroid is found in exactly one place on Earth, the Maruni Massif in the Sakha Republic of Siberia. That is it, one location for the entire planet. The Russian government knows this, which is why export restrictions are tight, creating a supply squeeze that is driving prices into the stratosphere. It is basic economics. When demand is high and supply is effectively zero, value does not just climb, it explodes. Wait, are you still looking at your screen? Or are you looking at that pebble in your driveway wondering if it's worth a fortune? Put the pebble down. That's just gravel. We are talking about the lilac stone of the czars. The urgency here is real because the deposits are becoming deeper and harder to mine. Geologists estimate that the mine is nearing depletion. When the last shovel hits the dirt and comes up empty, what do you think happens to the value of the shroid already in circulation? It becomes priceless. We are seeing private collectors in Asia and Europe quietly hoarding high-grade shroid, knowing that in a few years, it will be virtually unobtainable. This is your wake-up call. The fear of missing out shouldn't paralyze you. It should propel you. Now that you understand the stakes, we need to discuss why the market is obsessed with this stone right now. It is not just the rarity, it is the complexity. Shroid is distinctive because of its swirling, fibrous appearance, a phenomenon known as chatoyancy. High-grade specimens look like a Van Gogh painting came to life and trapped itself in a gemstone. The market for unique, unrepeatable natural art is at an all-time high. Wealthy investors are moving away from traditional stocks and into tangible assets. They want something they can hold, something that carries energy, and something that no one else has. A massive, museum-grade slab of shroid isn't just a decoration. It is a portfolio piece worth a fortune. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time a stock certificate made you feel powerful? Probably never. But owning a piece of the earth that looks like a solidified purple storm? That screams authority. The demand is currently outpacing supply in the high-end jewelry and interior design sectors. Designers are craving this purple haze for statement pieces in multi-million-dollar homes. We are talking about wall panels, custom furniture, and bespoke jewelry sets where a single pendant can command numbers that look like phone numbers. The market is hungry, and it is starving for what shroid offers. There is no weakness here, only an upward trajectory. The stone is durable, it is distinct, and it is undeniably mesmerizing. You might be thinking, but how do I sell it for millions? This is where the game changes. You don't sell shroid at a flea market. You position it as an elite asset. The current market value relies on provenance and quality. The pieces that fetch the millions are the ones with the deepest purples, the most intricate swirls, and the least amount of inclusions. You are looking for the top 1% of the stone. But here is the secret. Even the mid-range material is seeing a massive uptick in value because the healing community is buying it up in droves. They believe shroid transforms negative emotions into positive ones. Whether you believe in crystal healing or not doesn't matter. What matters is that millions of people do, and they are willing to pay top dollar for it to secure their own healthy lifestyle. You are selling a solution to their stress, packaged in a rare Siberian gem. So, how do you bridge the gap between where you are now and that healthy, wealthy lifestyle? You become the conduit. You don't need to own the mine. You just need to control the flow. The strategy is to acquire investment-grade rough or finished shroid now, before the mine officially closes its doors forever. You hold it. You market it to high-net-worth individuals, or you export it to hungry markets in China and the Middle East, where purple is associated with nobility and royalty. This is about arbitrage. It is about buying an asset that the world is just waking up to and selling it. When the desperation for it hits its peak, imagine the life the stone can provide. We are talking about the ability to afford the best doctors, the purest organic nutrition, and the time to exercise and meditate. Financial health is the foundation of physical health. By capitalizing on this shroud boom, you are securing your exit from the rat race. The stone itself represents transformation. Let it transform your bank account. The millions are there, sitting in the earth, waiting for someone with the vision to extract the value. Why shouldn't that be you? The only thing standing between you and this reality is action. The market is waiting for no one. Every day you hesitate is a day the supply dwindles and the price climbs. Do not be the person who looks back in 5 years and says, I watched a video about that, and I did nothing. Be the person who saw the purple gold rush coming and rode the wave to absolute freedom. Go find your shroud. Go find your millions. Your healthy, wealthy future starts the moment you decide to take this seriously. The world is ready to pay you. Are you ready to collect?